Let's take it into the power sector. Husk Power Systems, the operator of the largest fleet of community solar mini grids across Africa and Asia, today reported a revenue jump of 45% for the year 2021, with rapid expansion across sub-Saharan Africa, including Nigeria, and a robust pipeline of shovel-ready solar microgrids to support medium and small-scale enterprises. Chatting to me on the latest results and the electricity operations of the company is the Chief Executive Officer, Manoj Sinha. Manoj joins me. Good afternoon to you there in Colorado, my friend. Good afternoon. Great to have you here.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for making the time. Hey, give me a little bit of the highlights of your latest results for last year.
Great, thank you. So in 2021, we did, like you said, 45% year-over-year increase in revenue for both India and Nigeria operations combined. But if you focus just on Nigeria business, we launched our first batch of 6 mini grids. So we went from 0 to 6. So that is a very high increase in terms of percentage, of course. But we are very excited about what we see in 2022 as business opportunity and growth opportunity both in India and Nigeria. Overall, we have 3 business segments. One is the mini grids, where we sell electrons or electricity. Second is electron-related services. So we sell electrical appliances. These are energy-efficient devices. And third is we do C&I products, which are commercial and industrial solar projects, so that we can remove people from diesel-based consumption to renewable power. So the highest growth we had was in electricity and electrical appliances to the tune of 121% compounded annual growth rate since 2019. So we are quite excited and bullish about these 2 business verticals as we scale.
Very interesting numbers you spoke about for a year, which was just 2021, with the pandemic still hunting around the planet, as it were, across sub-Saharan Africa and Asia, where you were able to deliver this impressive growth. But how much progress are you making on the sub-Saharan African front? How much progress did you make last year in the electricity market? How much of your headline or top-line numbers did you get from sub-Saharan Africa operations?
So sub-Saharan Africa, we are relatively newer to sub-Saharan Africa as a continent. And in Nigeria, we entered the market in Q1, Q2 of 2020. So quite new, and we entered the market in the middle of pandemic. So we have not made as much progress in terms of top line as a percentage of whole. Right now, it is to the tune of 10 to 15% of total sales in sub-Saharan Africa as a percentage of total. That is going to shift to 30 to 40% over the next 2 to 3 years.
Okay, but how does your operations at Husk Power take consideration of CO2 emissions? That is one of the biggest conversations on planet Earth right now.
Right, and also I heard about your commodity news. Oil trading at $130 a barrel, the solar PV and every other renewable resource that we use are even more competitive in this high energy price environment, especially the oil that is trading at $130 a barrel. So I'm one of the founders of the company. We started it in 2008, and our goal from day one was to bring 100% renewable source of energy to rural communities so that they don't have to go through transition period. They can start from day one with actually negative carbon footprint, since they will never have to use diesel in their entire life. To give you a specific example of sites that we have operational in Nigeria, when I entered this village, Rukubi, in the Nasarawa state, there were, before we installed our system, there were 100 plus diesel generators running to light households, commercial entities, and so on and so forth. You can actually smell the diesel when you enter that village. Now that we are present there for the last 6 months or so, those diesel gensets have already been eliminated. So our goal is to have electrify rural parts of the world and not increase CO2 emissions by even 1%. In fact, we have qualified and we are validated to eliminate carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, which is through voluntary carbon market. So we actually sell carbon offset in the market because we are net negative on the carbon side.
Interesting when I look at your numbers in terms of the customer base of about 4% growth last year in terms of the medium and small enterprises. And I'm interested in how you're delivering power to this very critical but also very large part of the ecosystem, economic ecosystem across Africa, whether it's in Nigeria all the way to Kenya, all the way to Sudan, down to Southern Africa. You can rule out the MSMEs. How are you delivering? What are you delivering here to empower more for the MSMEs as we move into 2022 and beyond?
Yes, our experience in that segment is very crucial. So when we enter a site or a village, we have seen, like I was giving a specific example of Rukubi in Nasarawa state in Nigeria, there were literally hundreds of diesel generators that were supporting several, at least 50 plus commercial customers or MSMEs. And these are the shops and businesses that create local jobs, right? But half the time they're spending on figuring out how to generate electricity to, let's say, clean water or refrigerate, perishable products. We are saying that we become your power source. You do not have to worry about power at all. And when you switch from diesel to Husk mini grids, you are going to save at least 30% cost. You don't have to worry about power 24/7, 365 days a year. We are here to serve that need that you have. And time to time we are expected to have some problems as a customer, and what we have is an SLA, service level agreement, with customers, wherein we fix a reported problem within 4 hours of the problem getting reported, so that they can focus on their business, they can increase their sales. So that's how we look at this MSME as a segment, which is our highest priority focus. And we are sitting at roughly 6,100 plus MSME customers across both India and Nigeria. And our goal is to actually 2.5x that size in 2022.
I'm sure you have your eyes set on the global energy transition agenda and you're following this very closely. Well, what's your view on this from the developed economies and markets point of view? To Africa, that also need to have clean energy. We need clean environment. We want a new generation of Africans to live much longer, much healthier. So how do you think we're going to balance energy poverty in Africa with the need to go with the rest of the world to save the atmosphere? The whole environment is getting a whole lot more hotter. Children, women, children, and others are going to face a lot of consequences moving forward. Give me your thoughts.
Yeah, so it is somewhat unfair to people living in the rural parts of developing economies, that includes India, Nigeria, and other countries, to have them start looking at energy transition from day one, if the energy transition is expensive, which it is in many cases. But the so it is inevitable that we have to do transition so that the planet Earth is saved. How to get there is a question that, so we cannot have one solution fits all. What happens in the urban developed market, where they install hundreds of megawatts worth of solar and wind, in terms of even gigawatts, that is not the right solution for the rural parts of developing countries, including, like I said, India and Nigeria. In these cases, decentralized electrification is the right way to go. And that has to be a part of the national electrification program. And what I mean by that is mini-grid is a part of that solution. So in our mini-grid, we have solar PV, we have biomass gasification, and battery as three sources and storage of energy that can provide 24/7 at a reasonable price point. And these rural customers will never ever have to go through a transition period. They leapfrog directly to 100% renewable energy from day one, rather than going through a transition process. The regulation of these governments of developing country has to make sure that the national or central grid or national grid has a proper plan to integrate mini grid in the whole network of providing electrons to all the people. So that's one on the energy side, because everybody needs energy to grow in terms of GDP per capita. Second is, it also helps with resiliency, right? So in Nigeria or in India too, we get a lot of flooding more frequently now as compared to 5 years ago. So how do you build resiliency in the system so that these rural economies and rural poor people are not disproportionately adversely impacted? And again, minigrid is a solution because we can customize the offering so that it, even if it floods and you have 2 or 3 feet of water on the ground, our mini grids do not stop providing power in those circumstances. So it's not only the climate transition, but also helping with resiliency, especially because climate change has already happened and it is impacting in terms of more frequent flooding, more frequent cyclones, and such. So I see rural economies of developing countries to actually have the ability to leapfrog by integrating decentralized power generation and distribution as a core part of total electrification program.
On a final note, we're about 3 months into the new year 2022. What are you looking to achieve? How and in what regions of the world or in Africa are you mainstreaming your investments and operations?
So for now, for 2022, our focus is going to be India in Asia and Nigeria in West Africa. And our plan is to grow overall at least 80% as compared to last year. In terms of just Nigeria, the growth is going to be 5x, so 400% year over year, because we are much smaller base in Nigeria. So we have a pretty high ambition to roll out at least 150 new mini-grids across India plus Nigeria, and we are pretty confident that we will be able to achieve that.
Congratulations to you and your team at Husk Power Systems. Manoj Sinha, the Chief Executive Officer, thank you so much. Have a great day and all the best out of the United States.